Let's talk about MAGA Minaj. So we ain't been talking about MAGA Minaj in the month of Sundays, except there's this story that was floating around. I can't remember who is the girl, but there was a story that was going around about. Hold on, because let me look it up. I think I have it in my history. There's some girl out here who's been reminiscent of Nicki Minaj, and I saw a couple of people was talking about it. I was like, I ain't never heard of this damn girl. I was like, hold on, let me see if I can find it. I know I should have had all this in the beginning, but I just now thought about it. Oh, somebody named Trim. Fuck is Trim. And I heard a little bit of her music. It's cute or whatever. She sounded like she was out of breath when she was singing live. So you got to work on your breath control, niece. But other than that, they was up in here trying to say that this girl Trim is trying to be Nicki Minaj and whatever the case is. I don't know the history enough about all of that to even understand where all this is coming from. If y'all are aware of Miss Trim and her trying to come for Nicki throne, let me know in the comments because I don't really know much about her. But I personally have not been thinking about MAGA Minaj in the month of Sundays. But she recently did an interview, I believe, with Time, where she laid on or wanted to let us know the reason on why she decided to support Donald Trump while people was out here side on her like, sis, you are a moron. But let's give her the benefit of the doubt and see where she's coming from. So now, after publicly supporting the idiot in chief in the Republican Party in recent months, MAGA Minaj is opening up about why she became vocal in her support for the president. Now, during an interview with Time, Minaj said a major reason that she was turned off to Democrats was that after her home was swatted several times after trolls will call the police and trigger outside responses, she requested a sit down with Governor Gavin Newsom, who allegedly didn't reply. She said he just completely ignored me with all the money I spent in taxes. Well, bitch, you're not the only one out here spending money on taxes. You think you're the only one that live in California? See, this is where all that selfish grift shit comes from that irritates me about a lot of you self-centered ass celebrities. So because it affected her bottom line, that's why she decided to jump to the Republican Party. But we're gonna get into the rest of the story in a minute. And another thing is that with the swatting, I mean, yeah, nobody should be out here getting swatted. You wasn't the first nor the last celebrity to be swatted. There was plenty of celebrities that was running around getting swatted. I don't think those same celebrities, at least that we know of, didn't immediately jump political parties. And I understand that some people have issues, particularly women or black women have issues with Gavin Newsom. Halle Berry recently came out and was like that she got a bone to pick with Gavin because there was something I think she was doing in regards of women in menopause. And he kind of was very dismissive on that as well, which is what Democrats are notorious for being very much dismissive of other people's plight. But they want you to automatically vote for them. And don't trust and believe. I have my issues with Democrats, corporate centrist Democrats, not progressive Democrats, which is where I mostly lean. I have issues with the type of Democrats like the Kamala Harris, even though it pained me to have to vote for her. And it's only because, and it wasn't, and because she's a black woman, ain't got shit to do with it. I'm just tired of corporate dim bullshit. And I think when you become aware of how both sides work and you start to see more or less how the gumbo is made, the deeper you getting down the rabbit hole of politics, the more you start to side out of situations. It's like, well, what the hell am I even voting for these people for? Because Democrats would rather just sit on the sideline and continue to lose instead of trying to move things forward. And I don't understand how she thinks about voting for Trump that makes things better when this man is literally destroying our democracy. They're literally out here right now gerrymandering um, states where people are losing their jobs and they're trying to move things in their favor of them trying to win so that when the midterms comes around, they still get to maintain some sort of power. Well, guess what? Or redistricting maps, which Democrats need to get on that. See, if they try to play this game, you need to play that game with them too. Start redistricting the maps in your blue states or in certain areas. I need to start doing that. Don't sit up here and continue to take this when they go low, we go high bullshit. Because what is it gonna get you? It's gonna keep y'all losing. But I guess as long as y'all keep y'all jobs and y'all can get y'all little money or whatever the case is, or bet on certain things and increase your value in your pay or whatever the case is, that's all that matters, right? So she's all mad because Gavin Newsom didn't just basically paid her dust. So that's the reason why you run over to this president. So now in 2025, Republican Congresswoman Anna Paulina Luna offered assistance to Minaj and it solidified the interest she had in the Republican Party. She even considered taking her support public. She said, I was shocked. And this is, she said, of the response to her swatting. I've never seen anyone in politics treat me that way. That's what made me say that I don't care to keep this a secret anymore. So what does that even mean? Because she says she don't even keep it a secret. So have you always been Republican? And there have been things that people have said that she's always kind of leaned Republican. Didn't she do a whole song about being a Republican? And they're like, oh, she was being facetious. No, bitch, if you said it on wax, then I'm taking your word for it. Because I didn't hear a facetious or a sarcastic tone when you said what you said. So then they said that she initially declined to speak out as she didn't want to split her fan base. Well, sis, you did, because you have to realize these policies that are put in place is definitely going to affect the very fan base that you depend on to give you your cointadas. So yeah, when your tax bracket, whatever's going on with you and them over there, is not going to affect you. So you don't have nothing to worry about in regards to that. But you should also think about how it's going to affect the very fan base that have been supporting you since the beginning, since itty bitty titty, or even before that. She said, I felt that way already about him, just that I didn't dare act like that publicly. It's been ingrained in everyone's brain in the music business that we are supposed to be a Democratic family. I just knew they would not like me supporting Trump. She also says Jay-Z was involved in her ideological shifts. She said, I think Jay-Z ended up costing Obama a lot, whether he knows it or not. Lots of rappers don't like Jay-Z and were afraid to say it. Well, what did he cause Obama to lose? Because Obama's not the president. Obama did his 2 year, his 2 years, his 2 terms. And then he went about his business. So he can't run. I don't think he can run again. So like, I did my 2 terms and now I'm thinking about coming back running for. I don't know if that's ever been done. I don't even know if that's possible. Because, ever since, who was it? Nixon? I mean, was it Nixon? Or was it FDR? It was something. Damn, who was it that was president that went and did it multiple times? And that's when they had to put the 2 term cap on it. Now I'm forgetting my American history. But so I don't understand what she's meaning by when you say, I think Jay-Z ended up costing Obama a lot. Like when you say certain things, I need you to elaborate. You got so much to say when you be going on your little 72-hour rants on Twitter. Expand on your shit now that you're sitting down with time and give us detail on what the hell you're talking about. Because what exactly did Jay-Z cost Obama? Because Obama's not running for president. He can't run. And Michelle damn sure ain't running. She talking about she was done when her husband was done. She was only doing it because she was being the supportive first lady. But she never thought about wanting to get in the politics. She sees how super ugly it gets. She said Jay-Z and President Obama have shown a public-facing friendship through the years, from Obama inducting Jay-Z into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2021 to Jay-Z campaigning for Obama. Minaj also says that a 2024 speech Obama gave supporting Kamala Harris, which encouraged Black men to vote for a woman president, pushed her further away from the Democratic Party. Well, I don't know if it was that, but I do feel like the way he was coming at Black men and trying to, be very much on them in regards of why they had trepidations against this woman whose legal situation against people of color have been atrocious at best. And we're going to talk about things. We got to talk about her policies. The reason why people didn't like her is because of her criminal justice background and how she treated a lot of Black folks. Also, Janet don't like her ass because she was on that team trying to take her brother Michael down. So that there's history there with that. So there's reasons why people don't like Kamala. Plus, her husband and that whole being caught up in the whole Israel Gaza situation and how she wouldn't denounce it because her husband's a fucking Zionist. So that was another reason why people were having trepidations about wanting to support Kamala. And the fact that her policies that she was going in place didn't differentiate much from Joe Biden's policies. If you're trying to run and they forced her down our throats without a proper primary, which is what you're supposed to do with politicians, at least with the Republicans, they primary their people. Even though I was like, I don't know how the fuck y'all would sit up there just pushing everybody else out the way so Trump could be the choice again because he's a fucking idiot. But at least they primaried their Republican people before they decided on who they wanted. And now that y'all got what y'all wanted, now you see what's happening with this country. So it just kind of irritated me in this whole situation where it's just like you're saying all these things, but you're not giving a valid reason as to what it was about Trump that made you support him. Oh, you because your house got swatted and the governor of California ignored you and didn't take the time to really deal with whatever type of swattation situation was going on in your house. So that's what made you flip parties because you didn't get what you wanted when you spent your entire career using your fan base to harass other people. So now that the shoe's on the other foot, you want clemency? Fuck out of here with that. So to me, this is some basic, baseless bullshit reason as to why you're jumping on the side of Trump. You can vote for whoever the hell you want to vote for. Nobody's sitting up in there saying that y'all can't vote for you. And you gotta, but at the end of the day, you gotta live with the decision you make. And you have to realize that your actions have consequences. And these are the consequences of the actions that a lot of you made when you decide to vote for the dumbest fucking man on the face of the earth whose brain is rotting in real time and right before our very eyes. So she's a whole ass clown for this, but done. Because there's this clip I want to show y'all. So maybe the ladies at The View might have an answer. Because you know what? One of the things I noticed that maybe what Nicki Minaj and Trump have in common, they're both thin-skinned narcissists. So it's okay for them to come at people nasty or whatever online, but the minute you say something to them, then all hell breaks loose. He want to sick the maggots on people, or she want to sick the barbs on people. So y'all got a lot in common in that whole sense. But I want to play all this thing that I saw this segment over there at The View because the ladies at The View, shout out to all of y'all over there, gave their thoughts on this situation. They talked about it, and Sonny went in and let have. So I want to play y'all this clip. Hold on, let me make sure that it is. Okay, we got it. We're going to play the clip, and we're going to come back and talk. Please hold.
Okay, you have to be ready for this. Nicki Minaj just sat down with Time magazine and talked about why she went public about going MAGA and appeared on stage with him back in January. Now take a look.
I didn't know Nicki, and I've been hearing over the years she's a big Trump supporter and a Trump fan, and she took a little heat on occasion.
I am probably the president's #1 fan. And that's not going to change. And the hate or what people have to say, it does not affect me at all. It actually motivates me to support him more.
She says her political change of heart was a mix of being disappointed by Democrats like Barack Obama and Gavin Newsom, and the fact that she thinks you know who is his own vibe, similar to larger-than-life stars like Marilyn Monroe. I did not say it. That's what she said.
Yeah.
But more shocking, she just said to me
What?
that Grease 2 is better than Grease 1.
First of all, Sarah done lost her fucking mind, and she think Grease 2 with Maxwell Caulfield is better than the original with John Travolta. Girl, you done lost the plot. But she been lost the plot. It's like ever since she had them kids and we just realized she a full-on Zionist, all logic and reason went out of her damn brain, and she a damn Virgo. You're an embarrassment. Anyway, let's get back into the video.
That's what she just said to me. I don't know how to deal. I don't know which one to tackle.
That's wilder than Nicki Minaj's take on vaccines.
I would like to say something. I don't believe that it's about what the Democrats are doing, because I think it's personal with her, because this is one little fact I found. Nicki Minaj opposed the COVID vaccine. It's all personal, because her cousin's friend in Trinidad had swollen testicles. I'll say nothing more.
Well,
that is the reason that she likes
so
Trump, because her
viral
cousin's friend in Trinidad has frozen testicles.
I would like to add to that, Joy, in terms of why it's personal. After she appeared with Trump, she made headlines because she announced that her United States citizenship paperwork was finally being finalized and fast-tracked because she was an undocumented immigrant from Trinidad and Tobago and came here when she was 5 years old.
So yeah, now I'm gonna pause it there, because that makes a whole lot of sense too. The fact of the matter is that, oh well, yeah, I need my citizenship and all this other stuff. I don't know if she got it. I don't know if it was fast track, but I mean that's what they're saying in the thing, and they got enough people behind the scenes that's gonna do the fact checking. But it just seems like I said before, if you kiss Trump's ass, if you flatter him enough, if you tell him, oh, you look great. Have you lost weight? Even though he about 800 pounds soaking wet and smells like old rotten ass cheese, they're gonna, give him a little flattery. He'll kiss your ass and kiss his ass a little bit. He'll give you whatever it is that you want. And so everybody knows that he's like an idiot. So let's go and let's see what we can get out of him while the getting is good. So that's one of the reasons why I feel like she snuggled up to him so that way she can get some whatever it was that she wanted to get out of him and then move on to the next thing. So I'm gonna just sit up in here and publicly support him. And you could, like I said, you could do whatever the hell you want, but you got to realize there's consequences to the things that you do.
Further, there is speculation that she is seeking a presidential pardon
For her
husband,
right.
who is a registered sex offender and who pled guilty to manslaughter and served 7 years in prison. Or perhaps her brother, who is serving a sentence of 25 years to life in a New York State prison for predatory sexual assault against a child and child endangerment.
But also, I think Sonny needs to also address the fact that I don't think that the president of the United States can even interfere with those cases, because I do not believe. I think when it comes to pardons, they have to be federal. I don't think what Kenneth Petty did and Nicki's brother did are considered federal crimes. So he cannot intervene in that situation. So maybe she think in her mind that he can come in and give whatever. But presidents can't interfere with crimes that are not federal. Anyway, let's get back to I just had to put that out there.
So I would speculate that perhaps the reason that she has gone MAGA is for personal reasons.
Oh, dang. Well, that's all deeply disturbing. I don't care a ton about celebrities' politics in general, but I did a little dig into this. And apparently in 2012, she had a song where she says, quote, "I'm a Republican voting for Mitt Romney." It goes on. I can't say the rest of the words in it. So she may have already kind of identified to the right for some time. I think that oftentimes we paint with too broad of swaths about like everyone who's a celebrity, an actor, musician must all be Democrat. I think there's plenty of sneaky like MAGA folks that they just don't really put their head out and say a whole bunch. But my thing is this. I think there's this big conversation around like why have Republicans started courting more of these celebrities? It's really at times that like Democrats have lost some of them. So think of Joe Rogan, this conversation of how does the left find its own Joe Rogan? Joe Rogan was a lefty. He was a Bernie bro. And then he was courted over to the right. So like this does exist. People go to the other side.
Yeah, but one of the craziest things Nicki said was about Trump's 2020 election claims. And this is a direct quote. Obviously, I do not know about, whether he won, but I know that if he comes out and says it, that he's done his due diligence, and I know that he's not just making it up. She's a perfect Trump fan.
Listen, you know
it's
what?
all about her friend's cousin's testicles.
I want to know more about that one.
People have the right to vote for who they want to. That's fine.
Yeah.
But you have to just
do your
research. You can't make it this easy to point out the reasons why you may have done it. This has not, all of these things has little to do with how his being is affecting all of us.
Yeah.
Okay? Because we're all in it together. It doesn't matter. It's white women, it's black women, it's Spanish women, it's white men, it's gay folks, it's all these people. So listen, he's hitting farmers, he's hitting everybody.
Yeah.
So Nicki, if you're okay that he is dismantling a lot of the reason you came to this country, then you do what you need to do.
Well, I mean, he dismantled whatever. So, at the end of the day, he don't give a shit what's affecting the other people. As long as she's getting what she wants out of the situation, she could give a damn. And the sooner y'all realize that, the better. Now, it's funny how they would sit up there and saying like, he tells the truth. I'm like, is this girl hot? I mean, she might be. But when has Trump been known to tell her he lies as much as he breathes? And on top of that, when they keep talking about y'all need a Joe Rogan of the left, y'all need to, no, we don't, because Joe Rogan's a fucking idiot too. I don't know if maybe all them steroids and shit or whatever it is that he taking probably the same mess that RFK Jr. is taking has gone and fucked up his brain cells. But Joe Rogan's a dummy too. I've heard him talk in a lot of what he says on his show, and he makes absolutely no sense. So if y'all want to talk about Joe Rogan of the left, like someone in a sense who encapsulates other people and informs in regards of like being a progressive and really having their finger on the pulse of the people and really getting them ignited, I would say like I watch, what shows do I watch? Midas Touch. I watch them. Kyle Kalinske is another one that I watch daily. I watch Hassan Piker, who has got pretty much the corporate centrist Dems all freaked out and got a lot of these old, losers running around here in the Democratic Party trying to find ways to sabotage Hassan and talk about, oh, he's a danger to the people or whatever because he's not up in here cucked to those Israel talking points. So if you want to follow people that, if you want to call it the Joe Rogan of the left, those are your Joe Rogans of the left, the ones who are really out here telling you, unlike Joe Rogan, the truth on things that's going on and really questioning the things that's going on with this president. Even when Joe Rogan might try to make it seem like he's turning away from the party, he won't fully admit that, of what's going on over there, or won't fully remove himself from all the Trumpisms because he has Trump's personal phone number. He wants to be in close proximity with Donald Trump and RFK Jr. and JD Vance and hanging out with all these oligarch types. That's what he wants to do. So he's not going to pull himself too far away from the situation. So at the end of the day, I just want to say shout out to the ladies of The View for this video. And yeah, I definitely want to hear from y'all. I was like, now I gotta adjust my video. Okay, so yeah, I definitely want to hear from y'all. So what do you guys think of this story in regards to what Nicki Minaj had to say on her reason? Well, pretty much didn't really give a reason as to why she decided to align herself with Donald Trump. What it was all surface level from what I got from it. Like I really feel like I really didn't learn a real legitimate reason. I always thought like if you align yourself with people, it's due to policy or whatever the case is. She's talking about because somebody swatted her fucking house. Like, really? Hire more security, bitch. So let me know what you guys think of this story. I mean, you got the coin, so you say. So I definitely want to hear from y'all. Let me know what your thoughts on this story in the comments down below.